Welcome to Black Spring. Now, with the invisible threat of COVID-19 on the American doorstep, rioters, protests, paramilitary factions, weapons seizures, extreme gun laws, church closures, desecration of monuments, flags, statues, voter fraud, it certainly appears to be the perfect storm for a transformation. Which brings me to a bit of what seems to be an outpouring of the socialist left or the communist trajectory. And once again, I'd like to thank everyone for joining me on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. Now, according to the Federalist, communist anti-Semite Angela Davis says Biden can be effectively pressured by the left. Now, if you're not familiar with Angela Davis, you might recall her 60s or 70s revolutionary period that was associated with a bit of the liberation theories and armies of the time. But in this instance, we'll take a look at the Federalist. Now, this is written by Evita Duffy. According to Evita Duffy, Angela Davis is a communist activist, a former Black Panther and anti-Semite. And she gave her full support to Joe Biden for president, saying his election is crucial because he is the candidate, quote, who can be most effectively pressured, end quote, by the left. Now, according to this article, in a June 15th interview with Russia Today, an outlet funded by the Russian government, Davis said, quote, I don't see this election as being about choosing a candidate who will be able to lead us in the right direction. It will be about choosing a candidate who can be most effectively pressured into allowing more space for the evolving anti-racist movement. Now, according to this, she continued, quote, Biden is far more likely to mass demands seriously than President Trump. Quote, the election will ask us not so much to vote for the best candidate, but vote for or against ourselves, end quote, said Davis. And quote, and to vote for ourselves, I think means that we will have to campaign for and vote for Biden, end quote. Okay, so to give you a little bit more landscape, according to this article, in 1979, Davis was awarded the Lenin Peace Prize, where she praised the, quote, glorious name, end quote, of mass murderer Vladimir Lenin and the, quote, Great October Revolution, end quote. Okay, so this is a bit of a heavyweight because of the revolutionaries and the liberation theories in the 1960s, amongst many other revolutionaries, are weighing in at this time. And that also brings me to the current weigh-ins. Of course, we have people in our government at this point. We have people in the American government. In addition to Davis, leaders like Ilhan Omar, who's a House representative, who's calling for, quote, dismantling of the American economy, political system, which she characterizes as, quote, system of oppression, end quote, and are successfully mainstreaming the radical wing of the Democrat Party. Okay, so you have the squad influence of Ilhan Omar, the AOCs, and now you have the faction of Angela Davis having thrown her support behind Joe Biden. And so this is, I mean, to most Americans, this might give you, or it should at least give you pause as to where are we going in this country that we've got such support for a transformation. Now, as usual, let me know what you think in the comments. Let me know what your concerns are. Is this the end of the constitutional republic? Will America fall to the radicals? And if so, how far are we falling to radicals? Do you think we're socialist is the end game here? Or do you think it's going to be full on communism? And once again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn. Also, if you could hit that like button or the unlike button, if you could hit the share button or subscribe, make sure you're still subscribed in these algorithm and technocracy wars that we're dealing with here on the channel. So once again, I'd like to thank everybody for joining me on this segment of Black Spring with Autumn.